Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades, and let's get right into it because right now we can see that Bitcoin has been rejected from the previous, channel that we were in, chopping sideways. Eventually we broke down from it, but we chopped sideways. We had a spike down to 28,000, like kind of like what I said was going to happen, and then we had a very quick reversal back up towards the upside, back up to 30,000, and then we got rejected from there. Now Bitcoin right now is struggling to hold these levels right around here. Let me just get rid of these trend lines right here. Not too sure why they were there, but overall we are trying to hold the pivot lows right around 29,000, and today we have managed to close above that level, but for the time being Bitcoin is looking like it could possibly break back down to around 27,400. And again, this is a little bit, significantly lower actually than my initial target, and the reason for that is because we've basically tagged this level now and we have reversed from it, and we are failing to break out towards the upside. Although, I'm gonna give Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt that we could still go up, but for the time being the chances of that are diminishing the longer we spend underneath that channel that we broke down from. And excuse me, you can see on the daily time frame we still have some red money flow. The VWAP is starting to come down with the momentum waves going up, so that's not really what you want to see when you see a Bitcoin breakout. You want to see the momentum waves and the VWAP together breaking out towards the upside. Excuse me. And you can see on the 4-hour time frame we are still dwindling on that red money flow, so that is not the greatest thing to see. And even moving to the smaller time frames, I believe there is some red money flow here as well. So don't make too much out of it at the moment, because Bitcoin still has not chosen its main direction, as we still have some very big earnings coming up. We have earnings coming out on I believe tomorrow after the close. It's going to be Apple and Amazon. Today we had a few earnings as well in the traditional markets. We had PayPal, Shopify, Qualcomm, Robinhood, and a few other companies as well. But overall I think PayPal was down on the day, and so was Shopify, but I could be wrong. Things can chop around in the after hours. But the main thing is that the US bonds were downgraded from AAA down to AA plus. And you may think that it's not a big deal, but the fact that treasuries are being downgraded is a pretty significant thing. As the saying is, that the US will never default on any bonds ever, and being downgraded kind of, it puts a little bit of fear in the water. That's exactly what happened today. We saw the VIX spike up to 16.10. It is managing to hold this level for the time being. Tomorrow could be a different day if the market calms down and bounces off the support. As you can see, the Nasdaq is approaching support, and let me just take a look at the S&P 500. There you go, the S&P retesting support as well. If you can manage to hold this level of support, we have been experiencing extremely low volume. You guys can probably tell. Let me just get on the SPY here. I'll show you guys what kind of volume we were experiencing today. It was low volume at the beginning of the day, but oh, look at that, we actually ended the day with 93 million shares at the close. Actually, that's pretty good volume. With all things being considered, that's actually pretty good volume. It was very light at the beginning of the day, but now that I'm seeing it, it's actually pretty decent volume. I'd like to see 100 million shares potentially marking the top, but again, you can't always get what you want, and for the time being it's actually pretty decent volume. So we'll have to see if the buy the dippers can save us, to keep this uptrend going, but it is looking quite grim at the moment. So we really need Apple earnings to come in better than expected and beating expectations, because if they don't, then you're probably going to come back down and tag this upsloping trend line that I have right here, which it is actually tagging right now. So if it was to bounce, it's got to bounce tomorrow, or else you're going to potentially start to break this trend line, and then you could be in a world of hurt, and then the S&P could potentially start to roll over as well. So we want to be careful there. And let's take a look finally at Bitcoin on Wave Edge. So Wave Edge has been marking some green crosses. We have not seen that big major reversal just yet. However, this green cross marked a nice little pump here. We actually went up about 2.5%, and for the time being we are still waiting for that bigger move to come. If we look at the shorter time frames, you actually saw a significant amount of buying coming here right around the lows, and that's actually when we entered some of our positions inside the Discord. So congratulations to the gold members inside the Discord. You actually made some pretty good gains recently. We had some longs on AVAX and ETH, and we actually closed another trade on AVE as well, up over 48%. But again, not all wins, right? We did get stopped out on Solana and BTC today. Can't win them all. And I think Hayden took a little bit of a haircut as well on his Litecoin trade, and he kept his ETH trade open as well. Although I'm not sure if he's still in it. I think he's still in it for the time being. But for now, you know, we got stopped out on the 2 trades today, but we bagged 3 winners. And then Hayden just posted another trade right there. So if you guys want to get access to these trades in real time, feel free to join the link in the description. That's where you guys can get, you know, these trades. All right, moving on here, let's take a look at the S&P 500. So the S&P retested 45.18 as support today. If it can manage to hold this level, then you could potentially get a bounce tomorrow. You are a little bit oversold on the 1-hour time frame, so you could potentially get a nice little bounce back up, maybe, you know, a 1% move. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow, because tomorrow we also have the job numbers coming out. It's going to be the unemployment claims. Sorry, it's not the job numbers, because the ADP job numbers actually came out today at, I'll just pull it down for you guys here. So the ADP job numbers actually came out at 324,000 here, and the expectation was 191,000. So the economy showing that it's very, very strong. It's still too strong, and that it needs to cool down just a little bit more. So maybe that's you know, the whole idea about rates going higher. And then you have right here, you have the unemployment claims tomorrow, which are expected to be at 226,000. If they go higher, or if they go lower would mean that there's less unemployment and that the rates need to go higher and then push, you know, the economy into recession. And I know they say that's not their goal, but really, in order to bring down inflation truly, you really need to put the economy into a recession, and then you'll have deflation, and then prices will start to fall. Right now, and then you had the ISM manufacturing PMI coming in at 53. But tomorrow, that's for tomorrow. Today, it was the ADP. So on Friday is going to be the major job numbers, and that's going to be expected to be 203,000. So we'll see if the ADP, you know, is a precursor to what's coming on Friday. And we're going to have the unemployment rate at 3.6. Expected no change there. All right, so I think that's it for the news that's coming out this week. I think I covered enough for that. We can take a look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones, again, along with all the indices, was selling off today. Not too surprised there, but for the time being, the Dow Jones could be putting consolidation for another leg up, as it is in a strong uptrend at the moment. The moving averages are starting to expand as well, and they are going to catch up to the Dow Jones. Taking a look at the Russell actually, it's been running into this downsloping trend line, and it actually, you know, has been rejected many times as resistance. But the more you know, the more it retests a level, the more likely it is going to break. So if we keep retesting this level, then you could start to come back up and maybe tag that $2,000 level on the Russell 2000. And then finally, we'll just finish it off with nat gas and oil. So nat gas today taking a very big hit, obviously down up to 4%, I believe. And it's now tagging the 50-day moving average, and it is holding it as support. But what you want to pay attention to is this upsloping trend line that I've drawn here. If nat gas, you know, comes down, you're going to be retesting this level of support. And if you're going to get any significant bounce, it would be from here, right around $2.35. So don't be surprised to see if nat gas gets a little bit of another leg down and you bounce from there, and then you get your bottom and then you start to move up. If we look at nat gas on markets, sorry, let me just put nat gas here. There we go. So nat gas at the moment looking a little bit bearish. You know, you still have green money flow, but you really want to maintain it. You don't want to spend too much time, you know, dipping down with this green money flow. You really want to hold it. And you can see that on the 4-hour time frame, you're potentially getting near a bottom, and this would be the bottom of the C wave. And then you could get your major move back up towards the upside. You actually have a red dot on the weekly, which is not the greatest, but what I love to see is that monthly time frame. We did have a green dot there, and oh, there you go. So if you look on some different charts on that gas, you do have a green dot potentially signaling a bottom in that gas. And if that signals the bottom, then that would be a very nice bottom, and then we could get a very nice move back up in natural gas. And then finally covering oil here, oil getting a very big rejection right around $82. I believe, you know, if we come back here and retest this level of support right around 76, then oil has a pretty good shot of going back up to $85. And again, we all know if oil goes up and gas goes up, that is going to be putting inflationary pressures onto the market, and that is going to be very negative for equities and very negative for the economy as a whole. And we'll see. Let's just take a look at the that gasoline today. Gasoline was actually down substantially today. It was actually down over 5% in one single day. Wow. So some pretty bearish news coming out for everything, and everything was selling off except for the dollar. The dollar was soaring today. So we'll have to see what the dollar does tomorrow. But, you know, keep an eye on what the chart does and what the trend is. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Love you all. Just want to let you guys know this video was sponsored by Fairdesk Trading, and the link is going to be in the description. And I'm going to be making a post inside the Discord letting you guys all know where I'm going to be doing my new copy trading for the spot trading channel, because I'm going to have to transfer that from BitGet to Fairdesk. Okay, so I'll keep you guys in the loop and stay tuned for some updates in the server announcements. Love you all. Peace.